I'm gonna buy some Turbo and I'm gonna buy some Pepe. But I'm not a trader, right? Like I buy what I like. I put $5 into Turbo, $5. That $5 became $450.
Hello, I like money.
Well, what did you done there? What was this year about actually?
Money!
So am I a winner or a loser? Right? Did you ever think a meme coin would be a part of the US government? What? I just don't see an end to what's possible with meme coins and people interested in meme coins.
Anything is possible with Elon.
Anything is possible, that's true. The fact that we have global money now gives me so much hope. Some of humanity's biggest problems, I think, are going to be able to be solved because now we have a global currency. Managing trolls and managing people that are there just to cause trouble is such a huge part of the job.
If you have your crypto wallet, it's not like a bank account. So if someone will take money from your credit card, like the bank can reverse the transaction and just get you the money back because it's just number on their balance sheet. But in crypto, if the transaction is executed, there is no reverse button. It's just done.
And then I was watching this award show clip on Instagram, and Jim Carrey. Do you know Jim Carrey?
Now I feel better.
So Jim Carrey, they were like, "Oh, Jim Carrey, what do you like to do in your free time?"
Oh my God, investing in crypto mostly. Yeah, I'm making a coin of my own. It's called Bittercoin.
Welcome to the GreenPilled.network podcast. If you're just joining us, we're building a coordination, a network society of thousands of hackers, dreamers, and doers using crypto to bring positive sum digital systems to the world. This podcast features the people who are doing it, and we publish a season of 5 to 10 episodes every couple months. This season is about how to DAO. I'm releasing a book with my co-author, Punkar, who is also a DAO native person, and we are really excited about helping people find prosperity and to help them thrive in the frontier. For time immemorial, people have gone to the frontier in order to find new prosperity, new opportunities, and our generation's frontier is the internet. We want to teach people about the future of DAOs, the future of internet coordination, and this season of How to DAO is all about how do we do that? How do we DAO? How do we find more prosperity in the internet frontier? And this guest season of 5 to 10 episodes is going to be about how to DAO. The next voices that you'll hear will be myself or my guest co-host Punkar talking about how to DAO. Hope you enjoy this season. See you. Peace.
Welcome to the How to DAO podcast brought to you by GreenPilled.network. Today, I'm thrilled to welcome my good friend, Anjali Young, co-founder and chief community officer of Colorblind. We've known each other for a couple of years, and seeing her journey in the Web3 space has been amazing. Anjali has been active in online communities since, I believe, online became a thing, serving as both a member and in leadership positions. At Colorblind, she focused on onboarding tokenized projects and partners, ensuring the platform's community of communities is safe and welcoming, and educating others about Web3 ethos and values. Anjali, it's great to have you here. How have you been?
I've been great. It's great to see you. Absolutely. It's great seeing you. Honestly, I mean, yes, you're my friend and I love seeing you. And whenever we see each other at conferences, I'm always so, so happy. So being able to see you and being invited to be on your podcast is really special. Of course, it's nice to talk about the industry and Collabland, but it's just really nice to see you too. So
Thank you.
thank
Yeah,
you.
it's always great to also meet in person, as you said, at the
Yeah, of
conferences and
course.
stuff. And maybe let's start right there. I know you just returned from a conference in
Mhm.
Miami. It's one of the biggest NFT conferences, which is happening every year. Uh, what did you done there? What was this year about actually?
Yeah, so Miami, where I just came from, is Art Basel. It's actually not an NFT conference. So Art Basel is they have art shows. So people go down to Miami during this one maybe 7 to 10 days, and there's all these galleries that open up and they have huge tents on the beach where everyone goes and displays from all over the world. It's quite amazing. So galleries go and they display the art and people buy art. So everything's for sale. And then starting about 3 years ago, NFT, or at least when I started going to Art Basel, NFT projects also started getting attracted to the Art Basel scene. I mean, there's a art and digital kind of connection, right? Like NFT artists, a lot of them people, like so many artists are like fine artists as well. And so there was a combination there. And so NFT projects started having events down there. So a lot of NFT projects that Colorblind supports. And then like Magic Eden had a big house this time. So there's just like multiple mini conferences going on. So like Rug Radio had a whole week of events. So every day they have different events and different speakers. Magic Eden had it. Like many different NFT projects have it. Pizza DAO always does one. My good friend Snacks always has a Pizza DAO event. So it's kind of become a conference, but they're all isolated events. And I was telling you a little bit about this before we started, which is traveling. That's why there's so much traveling when you're in Miami. And that's like the biggest problem because all the events are at different locations and traffic is like peak traffic because it's Art Basel. So you have all these different types of people that are all in Miami at the exact same time, and it causes a lot of traffic. But it's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's actually probably my absolute favorite event of the whole year. I mean, if it was in Paris, it would be my very favorite, but Miami's pretty great in December. But it's a combination of art and technology and community. So for me, I always at least take one afternoon to go and see all of the art, like the physical art. And it's such a joy to be able to do that and be like, I'm here for work, but I also get to really be a part of this other type of culture that's going on, which is like physical art culture. So yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
That's super cool actually.
Yeah.
Didn't know it's like such a blend. So basically people who are interested in art, but also maybe tech geeks, like they're all kind of
Yes,
converging there once
for
a year.
sure.
And
Yes, and Miami is sorry, I'm going to tell one more thing. Miami is very hospitable to crypto and to NFTs and to art. So it's like the state itself or the city itself is very much wanting crypto excitement and are inviting to crypto as well, which is great.
yeah,
Yeah.
Miami became, I believe, tech hub like during COVID mostly. Like, it's
Yes.
attracting people from different places like New York or even from San Francisco because of like tax reasons. And also it's a nice weather there. And I believe that was one of the perks you got, like coming from Colorado to Miami. Like it's a little better weather there.
A little better. It was so wonderful. Like I wore sandals every single day. I wore dresses every single day. Yeah, no pants and boots, which is really nice. So yeah, I do like that. The weather is a perk, and I hope I get to keep going every single year because go to Miami in December. Just do it. Everyone should do it. It's just perfection. Anyway.
Exactly. So there is like this nice balance of like, you get this perks even though it's for work. So regarding the work part, want to get to it. And like I know you're a co-founder of Colorblind and maybe let's start there. So what is actually Colorblind doing?
We started with where we are now and what we're going to be doing. How about that? We can do it in 3 parts. We started as a DAO tool. That's it. Just straight up DAO tool. In May of 2020, this was meant to be a DAO tool, which is who's in your DAO. You all get into a chat group together and you can meet the other people of your DAO in your DAO. You can come up with ideas together. You can work together. You can all the good things, decide what proposals are passed, all that kind of good stuff, have discussion. So it started with that, but it very quickly evolved in the summertime of 2020 with DeFi Summer. All these investment groups popped up and NFT groups. So we've been up until now. So started with the DAO tooling, and then now we support all different types of communities like Axie Infinity and all of their different projects we support. And that's gaming. It's like straight up people that are gaming. And then we have brands that use us. And then we have NFT projects that use us and investment groups that use us and then protocols. A lot of alpha groups actually now. Alpha groups in 2021 were like, back in 2021, 2020, alpha groups were more like your friends, like you were invited to them, right? It's like, okay, I'm in a couple of alpha groups because I know this person and that person, I got invited. But this time around, people are like selling a NFT and being like, holders of this NFT can be in my group. And that group is kind of an alpha group. I mean, since January, we're like in meme coin season. Every time I think that meme coin season has peaked, there's another level of meme coin. I will tell you, the meme coin life has really, there's been lots of ups. It's been up only just in the interest that people have in meme coins. So, and then this week we had the pudgy penguins drop, right? So it's like, even when you think like, oh, meme coins have kind of are peaking, but then pudgy penguins comes and it's like 220,000 new holders. Like, it's wild. Like, I don't know. Meme coins, I don't see an end for meme coins right now. I wonder what's going to happen with that. I don't know. I've just seen it keep going up. Anyway, so now you have these alpha groups. You buy the NFT, you join the group, and it's all meme coin talk. Like, what are we buying? What are we doing? What's going on with this project? And the fun part about it is that there's a lot of real interesting projects that have meme coins now. Like the whole AI space is super interesting, and I'll get to that. But and there's so many meme coins that are AI meme coins. Or last time around, I bought a token, and again, none of this is financial advice. If you knew what my trading history was, you would know this is do not take my advice. However, I'll tell you about one win, if you can call it a win. I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy some Turbo and I'm gonna buy some Pepe. But I'm not a trader, right? Like, I buy what I like. I put $5 into Turbo, $5. That $5 became $450.
But
And so am I a winner or a loser? Right? I should have put $5,000 into it, right? But you just never know. So anyway, so that was one from like last cycle and it's still doing well. You know, Pepe is doing well. Dog with Hat is a big winner this time. Mog is a big winner this time. I mean, Doge, the government is now having a Department of Governmental Efficiency or whatever, and they're calling it Doge. I mean, did you ever think a meme coin would be a part of the US government? What? Like, so I just don't see an end to what's possible with meme coins and people interested in meme coins. Crazy.
well, and
Anyway,
anything is possible with Elon.
anything is possible. That's true. Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, he was one of the first people I remember talking publicly about Doge, right? Like he talked about it on Saturday Night Live, like I don't know how many years ago. And now he's really kind of a influential figure in the government now. So it's really interesting. Anyway, I talked a little bit about AI, but where we're moving toward and what's going on. So we're supporting communities, always thinking of ways to support communities. What do communities need? How do we make them function better? I mean, a lot of the things that we've been thinking about in this last few months is like, how do we make DAOs work better? I mean, this is, how to DAO, right? We know about DAOs, but when you know about DAOs, you know about how the sausage is made, right? You know all of it, and no one's pretending. There's a lot of problems with it too, right? We're still humans at the end, and we still are lazy and uninterested and easily distracted and all of the same problems you have anywhere else you're going to have in DAOs. So how do we use AI to maybe optimize that experience and make it more fun or pleasurable for the humans and then have the AI do all of the grunt work? That's pretty much like what we're thinking about now in terms of like how to approach the future, which is like this, we call it now community tech. One of our employees, Candy Rude Moose, she came up with this idea. She's like, this is really community tech. And I was like, oh, I love that. Because once you have a name for it, people will think of it as something to do. And so if you want more people to build in community, call it something. Call it community tech. And then they can say, oh, I have an idea for a community. Oh, and there's this industry called community tech, right? Naming is so powerful. And so, yeah, we think for us, community tech is like, how do we advance community? How do we advance the ways people come together in a group and try to accomplish something or enrich their lives? How do we make that more functional and more pleasurable? And then DAOs is a great one because it's such a you know what people do in DAOs, right? They vote, they make proposals, and they vote, and they spend money. So it's like, you know the things that they do, and then you can think, okay, how do we make those experiences ones that humans actually do want to participate in? Because I believe, my co-founder, James, also my husband of many years, um, both of us feel like, yes, when decisions are made by a group, when people are able to give different opinions and a vote happens based on those different opinions, um, about what people want and what the majority of people want, like that is the way we should be moving forward. So at least people's voices can be heard. But you know as well as I know, in our current system of DAOs, that's not happening. So how do we get back to that ideal vision, I guess? And I think now there's a real opportunity with AI. I mean, I could talk for, I don't know, 2 hours on all the things that we can do now that we have AI. But short story is that's where we're moving to. I mean, we're doing some other things too, like tipping, which we're like, oh, we got to get that tipping out. And so tipping, we're going to get out. We just actually demoed tipping NFTs today in our town hall. Again, who shows up at town hall, right? It's like people lose interest. We used to have hundreds of people. Now we have like 10 people. But we did demonstrate how to tip NFTs within your Discord server. And it'll also be within your Telegram group. So it's like, what are the ways? Yeah, what are the different things that we can do? So tipping is coming, but also integrating AI. And I could talk a little bit about, where we are on that path whenever you want. But integrating AI into communities and improving the lives of humans as a result.
It's amazing, like, how you are caring actually about communities and DAOs. And that's why, I really appreciate your work and also James' work on this, because, like, we need to work together to make the DAO movement happen. It's not easy, and we know that, but we are bringing the best possible minds who are building the really cool technology to actually, enable it. And maybe still not there, but I feel like we are getting, every time we are getting just like a step closer to just work better. And like as you said, like back then, like, when you started as a DAO tool, it was messy times, and many DAO tools started as well, and it worked like half of the time kind of thing. But
Yeah.
now some of the DAOs are pretty efficient, and like they
Yeah.
figure out the way to go. Like, but what I like really, wanted to ask you, like, where is the passion for communities coming from? Like how you got actually originally, like, into the communities and really caring about this like pockets either online or IRL,
Mhm.
because like I can feel it.
Well, I'll tell you, I started very, very early. So, since actually before the internet, I grew up in a pretty conservative town, and you're seeing the same people all the time. And you want to, as a teenager, explore and meet new people. And so my best friend and I used to dial up to a BBS with our modems. This is, a million years ago. And we'd meet people and play games with them. They were called MUDs, multi-user games. Like, so we would do that, like meet people in the groups and chat with them. And really the same thing that happens in Discord now we were doing, but before the internet. I didn't know it was called the internet. It was just a BBS that you dialed into, and it was a server in somebody's garage. Like, it wasn't connected to anything else. If you wanted to go to another BBS, you had to call another number, and then the modem has to connect it anyway. So those were those days. And then it kind of just stayed with me. Like online communities, just I was always a part of some kind of online community. So even then when the internet started, like I was a part of Usenet. So I don't even know if you would know any of this stuff, but that was kind of an online chat group, Usenet. And then over the years, I've just always been a part of, I secretly am an artist, or I think of myself as an artist. So I've always been involved in like art groups and crafting as well, and different things that people are interested in. Like I've just always been interested in, and it's been an easy way to meet people that have your similar interests. And then my children are adopted, and so I've been in a lot of international adoption groups. And then actually, I was a moderator for a Facebook group with 60,000 adoptive parents. So, big groups as well. And then I homeschooled my daughter, and my son for a little bit, and I belong to homeschooling groups because you need to know, like, what should I be doing? What are the rules? What are this? Like, it's just a great way, to get all the information you need when in your local community, people don't know what you're talking about. So I think the reason I am so passionate about communities is because they've been such a huge part of my life. Like, I've always been in an online community of 1 or 5. Like, it's just been a part of my entire life since I was 18 years old. And with crypto, it's pretty incredible because it's another type of community where people are connecting in a different way. And it's a global movement. Like, I've never been able to experience that before. So it's like a whole different type of online community. And I feel extremely grateful that we were able to be at the heart of it. Like, token gating really was the seed that created online digital crypto communities, tokenized communities. So for me, I'm still in the very much like, like, this is a new type of community. Like, what can we do here? Like, what's possible? The fact that we have global money now gives me so much hope for what we're going to be able to accomplish as a species. Some of humanity's biggest problems, I think, are going to be able to be solved because now we have a global currency, a way to transact globally without those political and geographical barriers. So there's so much possible in this space. We're going to be able to do real things that affect everybody. And it's an online community, which, like I said, I've just been always a part of. So it's like superpowered online community. And that's where it comes from. Like,
Nice.
yeah, I don't know what else this is a dream. It's still like a dream that I get to do this as a job.
Well, it sounds you are still on it, and like also like what I hear, it's like you've been community leader, but also kind of tech pioneer because like you tried all the new tech when it came around.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
and so like I would love to hear like from your perspective, like what's the biggest advantage of like this tokenized communities compared to like the Facebook groups? Because like you said, like you've been part of like
hmm
16,000 member
hmm
Facebook group, but
hmm
now
Moderator.
or
Yeah.
moderator,
Uh-huh.
like actually leading that group. But now, like, we have this like tokenized communities, like you need to buy an NFT or you need to be, do something to receive the token and stuff like that. Like, what are the advantages actually going that direction compared to just being on Facebook?
There's so many, but I'll start with the most basic one, which is like in Facebook groups or anywhere, like managing trolls and managing people that are there just to like cause trouble is such a huge part of the job. Like, I can't even tell you, like, everyone, you don't even know who's who, right? And so you don't know who's there because they really care about it, or if they're there just because whatever reason, there's just crazy people. And so there's these troll management is a big part of it. And in crypto tokenized communities, when people behave a certain way, everyone is feeling responsible for it because they're like, hey, dude, I bought this NFT. I'm in this group. We're trying to find ways to make the number go up or become more popular or whatever, get the attention of so and so because of the financial aspect of it or the sweat equity part of it. You can sweat yourself into some DAOs or into some NFT projects from doing work or attending different events. But there's they've given something. And when people give something, then there's a different relationship. I don't know. The human beings are just like that. When we pay for something or we give something as to be in something, then we care about that more. Yeah, that's one part of it. But also, you get to meet people from all over the world, obviously, and they have the same interest in same thing as you. Like, they're paying attention. You and I are paying attention to this thing. Let's say we join the green plants community, green plants NFT. All different NFTs are all green plants, and you and I bought them. Now we're in that group together. I know you paid attention to green plants. I paid attention to green plants. It's like we already have something in common, and people are collecting themselves or grouping themselves based on interest and based on attention. And I am fascinated by that because previously, right, it's people in your neighborhood. It's if you're a mom, whatever. It's like different ways people connected. And now people are connecting just based on their interests. And then they have their own money. So, I know there's a lot of ideas about like online states or online governments, right? It's like that's kind of what we're already doing. We might be citizens of multiple communities and we're doing different things in all of those communities. But this one thing you have in common is that you're interested in all of those communities. So, gathering by interest, I think, is really interesting. NFTs are really interesting because if you find one early, for example, Bored Ape, if you minted Bored Ape, you paid 0.007 ETH. If you claimed a CryptoPunk, you paid 0, right? And so you have those people in the community, and then you have people in the community that paid $100,000 for that NFT or millions of dollars for a CryptoPunk. And now you have events. You're in a chat group together, so you have access to those people, but you're also in IRL events, right? You go to different events. Like I went to Ape Fest this year for the first time, and I got to meet a bunch of people from Ape Fest. I've been invited to CryptoPunks brunch before. I don't have a CryptoPunk. I'm an aspiring CryptoPunk holder. But I got invited to the brunch a few times, so I get to see, and I'm like, oh, what a cool network. Like, and the fact that I could have just gotten my CryptoPunk for free. So, like, I'm not of a certain financial status, but I'm in this group, this collection of people, and there are people that I have access to that bought it for millions of dollars and maybe are the CEO of this company or are a professional baseball player or whatever. The fact is, I have access in a way that was just not ever possible in the history of humanity. So I am very much excited about that. The fact that you didn't have to pay $100,000 and you really don't for anything. If you find it early enough, if it catches your interest early enough, you can do that. I mean, it's not just that everything's expensive. Like if you're watching the space, if you're interested in the space, if you're watching different projects, like you can get into things. It's like your curiosity is the same thing. Like you can make money or like make connections based on your just curiosity. We reward curiosity, I guess I can say, in crypto. And that is also very exciting. But yeah, I love that. I love that people from all over the world, all different types of people that never had the opportunity to raise their status in any way before are able to now do it. I mean, it's arbitrary, right? That you're born the way you're born, and it's arbitrary that I'm born the way I'm born. Like, we're wearing these skin suits and we had no control over what we were going to be, right? Like I am a Indian woman, a middle-aged Indian woman. That's just what I am. And you are a I don't know, you're in your 30s. You're a young European man living in San Francisco. So we don't have control over that. And we have limitations based on that. But crypto just like breaks all of those apart.
Well, we
So I
we
just
were
think that's
lucky,
cool.
so I think we didn't have control over it, but look at us.
On
Yeah.
a podcast.
So, well, no, this is great, and I really like how you basically frame it, like for people who might actually not be in crypto just yet, but like
Mm,
what can get you in, and what can be the value in a month or a couple of years down the road. It's like you connect with like very important people or people you just share the same values as you. The first thing you need to do is not to buy in, but to be curious. Like
curious.
like the curiosity can get you like very, very, very
Very
far.
far, very far. If not everything. I would say maybe curiosity isn't going to be the only thing, but it's essential. Like, unless you can just buy yourself into stuff. Okay, fine. So maybe there's some 1% that can just come in and buy themselves into everything. But the rest of us, you need curiosity. You need to be living, breathing, interested. At least a little bit of your time has to go into learning about it. And it's quite thrilling, and I'm going to go on a tiny tangent, but I like to watch stand-up comedy on Netflix, right? There's these stand-up comedy specials. And so I like to watch them. And I will tell you, the last 3 or 4 that I watched, and I can't remember everybody, I can remember yesterday's, part of their stand-up act, they mentioned crypto. And so and it happened again yesterday. I was watching a special on Ronnie Chang. He's a comedian, Ronnie Chang. And he talked about crypto. He's like, "Oh, you have some of these boomers that, don't even know how to, like, respond over text, and they, like, sign their name or something." I'm like, "Upsetting." And then you have people that are using AI to trade crypto in their car. And I was like, "What?" Like, that came out of nowhere. And then I was watching this award show clip on Instagram, and, Jim Carrey. Do you know Jim Carrey? Yeah, so Jim Carrey, they were like, "Oh, Jim Carrey, what do you like to do in your free time?" He said, "I trade crypto all day. That's what I like to do."
Oh,
I posted it on my Twitter account, so you can look for the Jim Carrey clip and listen to it. It is so shocking that it's like now non-crypto related stuff, right? I'm not listening to crypto podcasts. I'm just consuming general popular culture and crypto is being referenced. It's like, what is happening? It's really, really cool. So I think people are beginning to see that this is something real, and maybe it's a huge opportunity for us as human beings.
yeah, and like we are going mainstream. Like you can see it right here. Like I also listened to Jon Stewart, from Daily Show, and it was not on Daily Show, but he has his own kind of small podcast on the side. And there was Mark Cuban on the last interview, and basically the first half of the 1 hour interview just about crypto. What's crypto about? Why they people should pay attention to it, and really like even Mark Cuban was like, and I don't want to get into politics, but part of like the Democratic
Cabal.
establishment, and like
Yeah.
they were kind of like on the, we were not sure like what it's their view on crypto. It was about,
I think it seems pretty negative. I'd
well,
say it was pretty, and that's really not even going into my politics because I have a lot of different I've made a lot of different choices. But I will say, yes, that's true because you have to balance. Nobody's all good and nobody is all bad, right?
yeah,
But on the Democrat side, yeah, it was kind of bad.
it was
Like,
kind of bad. Yeah,
yeah,
let's
yeah,
say it was kind of bad. But now
yeah.
Mark Cuban is like, you should definitely pay attention to crypto because that's changing the world. And it's like, he was always pro crypto, to be
Yes, he
fair,
was.
but like this is huge, and this is huge win for our industry. And I how to DAO, it's basically trying to onboard more people into crypto through the means of like, you can earn your way in. If you are
Yes, absolutely.
curious, you join the community, not like really through like,
Service.
yeah,
Service. Yeah,
exactly.
totally.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So don't go like through the trading kind of part. Go through like
Right.
actually trying to do something new, and like do it with your friends or with people who you just meet online. I started, a business, bankless consulting on Discord with people I never
Mhm.
met, you know,
That's
and it's
right.
just through crypto. So
That's right.
my question to you is, if people are already curious, or like they kind of got curious right now on this podcast, like how they can get involved a little bit more.
Yeah. That's a really good question. I mean, I think Twitter is a really great place to get started. Like follow Punkar, follow How to DAO, follow Kevin Awaki. If you are interested in me, follow me. Like kind of you're going to have to do some research before you dive in. You're going to have to. That's just the way it is. And that's where curiosity comes in. See what people Twitter spaces are going on. Go in and listen to. Follow the people that Punkar is following, like, that's how you're going to be able to get some grounding there, build some of those relationships, start commenting on people's posts on Twitter, engage in some conversations, have some back and forth. Like, seek out the people that interest you and the voices that appeal to you. Like, and then you can move into, okay, I want to join this community. And like you said, you don't have to pay money to get into them. A lot of them you can join and then just be participating as a general person, general member, not like a tokenized member. And be curious enough and sign up and volunteer every time something comes up. And then oftentimes they're gonna just let you in. They'll let you have the membership. I remember Metacartel had that for years. And so it's like you have to do a certain amount of work at a certain amount of events, and then they'll let you come in. And everyone else has to pay 10 each. So, it's like there's those opportunities are still out there. They're out there in my community, in the Colorblind community. So we just hired a Discord mod today, actually. Well, yesterday, today. But we just hired a new Discord mod. His name is DeAntword, and he's now going to be managing the Colorblind Discord with the rest of our team. And he was a community member. He's been a community member this whole time. Never asked for anything, never said anything. I mean, he was always helpful, but never asked us of anything. Never said, oh, I want to get paid for answering questions. Nothing. He was just so helpful. He would answer questions, right? He would help people. And we're like, look at this guy. He's been helping us for this long. Like, let's give him a job. And so now he's a moderator in our group. And so many of the stories of the people that I know in this space started as volunteers, as just they're curious about the project, they want to help, and they're eager. And so they start helping and then they get hired into it. And you don't even have to leave your other job. You can do this on the weekends, you can do this at night. I mean, one of the things about crypto that's both beautiful and horrifying is that it's 24/7, right? It's beautiful and horrifying. I mean, how else do you describe it? I don't know. I love it the most and I hate it the most. It's that it's 24/7, so it can work around anybody's schedule. And I don't know, you probably remember this, but we did a panel together and we were talking about like caregivers, stay-at-home caregivers, or people that were disabled, or people that were neurodivergent, or whatever the reasons that you cannot participate in a traditional workforce. This is an opportunity. If you're curious here, there's time. There's still opportunity here to like learn and have this turn into a career someday. And I do not see crypto ever being a back in the office type of job. So, like all these other companies are like, oh, you have to get back into the office, or we're not going to give raises to people who are not in the office, or you're fired if you don't come back to the office. But crypto, that's not going to happen. We're all completely all over the place. We're a global movement. There is never going to be a central office that we all go to every day. So it really is very flexible for people.
Yeah, and like you by working for crypto project or for a DAO, you are actually
Mhm.
earning the governance right. So even if there
Mhm.
will be a proposal go back to office, if you like contributed a lot to the project, you will have big say to say no to it. So it's not like the traditional corporation. You are going just for the paycheck, but now you are actually going for something that you will have say for the future direction of the company itself.
Absolutely.
So it's there is actually more to it. And yeah, and also follow Anjali because she also is part of probably more communities that I am. And there I know you mentioned when we talked last time some of the good NFT communities which maybe people can explore, like World of Women or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, those are World of Women is a good one. But yeah, you're just going to want to follow people you like, and then you'll see there's lots of I mean, a lot of mine are the ones from last bull market, and so they're a bit pricey. They're all coming back up again. I think World of Women is now up to like point 0.8 ETH. Like, that's kind of steep for people. I mean, if you would have bought it during the bear market, and I don't know if your audience knows about bull markets and bear markets, but bear markets are pretty much the time no one's around. It's a ghost town. The only people are around like me and Pankar waving to each other, but nobody's around. No one's buying everything. Everyone is depressed. Everyone's in. I mean, I would say DAO people are not. We are unflappable because we've seen too much. But we don't get as depressed because we're maybe always depressed. But now we have a bull market. All the people are coming in. Everyone wants to buy anything, everything. So now the prices are up. So, but there are more opportunities right now, but you have to watch out because there's also a lot of scammers. That was some of the things that we talked about today during our town hall, which is, and I will speak to you about that because I have that experience from Colorblind, but there's like 100x more scammers during the bull market. During the bear market, everyone's depressed, but you know what? The scammers are not around. They're not there as much as they are right now. Right now, they're in every corner, like lurking and gonna catch you anywhere you make a mistake on any level. During the bear market, it's not like that. There are still scammers, but they're not making much of an effort.
Yeah, so you
So,
you
yeah,
definitely need to be careful. You still online.
yeah,
Crypto it's not probably worse than like any other online kind of
yeah.
platform.
But it's easier to get. I would say it's not worse than any other platform, but like if I fall for a fake something or another with my credit card, it's a very different situation than if you click a link and all of your funds are gone. Like, I will say, of course, I believe in crypto. This is the way it should be. But caveat, it is, you need to have security. I mean, one of the things that we talked about today is like, have a friend. Like, even if you're in a community, if you're thinking about doing something, you should be like, hey, is this a legit website? Like, double check with people. It's not enough to check their Twitter and check their website. Yeah, you want to do those things, check their whatever, check everything else that they have. But even then, call a friend or get into your community and ask around because the stakes are too high. They're just too high. We see it too much. People lose everything all the time. It happens all the time. And not just new people, experienced people. I'm sure you know some experienced people that have lost money. I definitely do. Over the years, I've met lots of people who've lost a lot because they just weren't expecting it and they clicked the wrong link.
I
Yeah,
agree.
don't. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
just to give a little bit more background for people who are maybe new to
Mm,
crypto,
mm.
what Anjali is talking about, it's like we are now owning our own financial system. So means
Yes.
if you have your crypto wallet, it's not like a bank account because bank
Mm-mm.
account it's like owned by the bank and you just get
Mhm.
access to it. So if
Mhm.
someone will take money from your credit card, like the bank can reverse the transaction and like just like get you the money back because it's just number on their balance sheet. But in crypto, if the transaction is executed, there is no reverse button. It's just done. But on the other hand, nobody can debank you, nobody can take the account from you. Like it's all your responsibility. And we would
That's right.
probably need like an hour or two to go through all the safeties
Yeah,
of
that's another podcast. Yes.
how to do that.
Yes.
But like, yeah,
Yes.
stay safe. There are great Coinbase Learn or MetaMask Learn. They have great
Boring security, and then there's lots
security
of
videos.
different, there's all kinds of extensions that you can add too, like Wallet Guard was a good one, it just got
Yeah.
acquired by MetaMask, we got Pocket Universe. I mean, there's so many different Heartbeat, there's so many different security, companies out there too, that you can install them, and then it'll tell you before you're going to sign a malicious message. But the new people that get scammed just don't know that. Like, how do we get that information out to people? Like, look, there's scammers everywhere. Like, how do we get that? I saw yesterday or the day before, there's like a Pudgy Penguins on Sol. Now there's a new collection called Pudgy Penguins on Solana. It's not Pudgy Penguins. It is not the Pudgy Penguins project on ETH. Okay. However, Pudgy Penguins just launched a token, a fungible token, and that's on Solana. So if you're on the outside and you're like, oh, how would you know that the Pengu token is on Solana and the Pudgy Penguin NFT is on ETH? And now there's this fake Pudgy Penguin on Solana, but that's not the real one. But how would you ever know that? So I'm just saying, before you get involved, you need to be curious because you need to get yourself educated. You need to turn this into like a comic book collection. Like there's some people that love baseball, some people that love comic books. There's, whatever your fandom is, right? Like you've got to make crypto your fandom. You've got to know every single detail of it. And you will, but we all still make mistakes, but that's how you do it. That's how it's only by being in the space you're going to learn things that are scams and not scams. And Pudgy Penguin on Soul, that doesn't feel like a scam, right? But it is because they're not the real Pudgy Penguins.
Yeah,
So,
it's a it's a wild west, but
yeah, Wild West.
it's the new frontier. It's the new opportunity for everyone to, earn and succeed on the internet. DAOs are the coordination tools. And if you're curious, you should join us or be curious and join us because we have fun here and there is big opportunities. There are downsides, definitely, and people would try, take your money. It's on the Facebook, in
Yeah,
the you need to
anywhere.
pay.
Hmm.
However, like you have more opportunities here in crypto than you have on the streets these days
Yes.
because everything
Yes.
is moving online. And because we
Yes.
are close to end of this podcast.
Oh,
I
bummer.
know. It
Oh,
went
there's so
so
much to talk
fast.
about. I mean, you were talking about you own your own money, like that's its own podcast to talk about what that is and why it's important and why it's just revolutionary that we get to have that. So there's so much to talk about. But okay, I understand. We're close to the
But
end.
I still give you a chance to like, is there anything you would like to still like kind of talk about a little bit, which I might not have asked about?
Yeah, I think so. Like I alluded to the fact that we're looking at incorporating AI into communities. And so if I can, I'd like to talk a little bit about that. We just participated or was a sponsor for the very first autonomous hackathon. And the judging was all done by an AI agent. And so us, Colorblind, we built a tool to manage a lot. It was like a combination of the humans and the AI agents controlling the hackathon. And so we built a coordination tool really for all the AI agents to work together with the humans to create this conference. And so that was really, really cool. It was like a real opportunity to kind of explore that idea of like, how do we work together with AI agents to do something, a discrete task? And this was a hackathon. But in the future, we think about how DAOs can be positively affected by AI agents. So that's kind of where our mindset is. But what we have right now on GitHub for the developers in the group, we have the AI agent starter kit. So that's in GitHub right now. You can deploy it. And what you do is you bring your own Telegram token or you bring your own Discord token. It's open source. And then you can create an AI agent for your community. So you can create your AI agent for your Telegram group or your Discord community, or we're also doing it for X too. That's coming very soon. And so then what your AI agent does is up to you. But we make it very easy for non-developers even to be able to bring AI into their group and into their community. So I'm excited about what that's gonna be like. Some of the ways I think it would be best used is to gauge community sentiment. That's important to maybe gauge, kind of direct conversations, like be a member and kind of if someone says something, be like, "Tell me more about that." Like, there's ways to encourage conversation from people, and you don't need to know that the person that's asking it is a AI. You don't. Then when you think of governance, it's okay. People are we know voter apathy is a problem probably all over the world where it's not mandatory legally, right? There are plenty of countries that do have mandatory voting. But in the US, we don't. And so we have very poor numbers when it comes to voting. But online in crypto, we also get I mean, there's so many DAOs, there's so many places that people are a part of, but they don't vote because it's just not interesting for them. Or it's too much work or it's I don't have time to read this whole thing, or I don't have time to do this or that. Like you're asking too much of me. So another way AI can help is summarizing the proposals, giving the bullet points of the proposals. You don't even have to read the proposal. You can just ask the AI the questions about the proposal, and the AI tells you what the answers are. That's one side of it. The other side of it is the AI can actually suggest proposals. So you can say, okay, these are the goals of the DAO. And after the AI has been collecting the information from your community, what are some of the proposals that the AI can talk about or mention or propose, maybe propose, and it has its own wallet and bank account. And then people can decide if they want to vote yes or no. One of the things that James is interested, my co-founder, is interested in is like a veto only DAO, AI DAO, which is the AI agent makes proposals. And if you don't like it, you say no. But otherwise, you don't have to say anything. So unless you say no, the AI is going to direct how the DAO is run. So there's lots of fun ways we can do this to kind of make it more interesting for DAOs and try to get more involvement in DAOs. So yeah, those are some of the things we're thinking about. But anyway, the AI agent starter kit right now doesn't define any of that. You can define it however you want, but it's an easy way to get an AI agent in your community. And that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, like the AI within DAOs is definitely, the another way to do it, make it better. And I just spoke to 0x Joshua yesterday,
Mhm.
and he has a very similar view as James on that. Like, AI should be running things, but the community needs to have the veto power. He basically said like that the DAO tooling, it's the thing which is like preventing the Skynet type of future, because we will still have the veto power. People,
Yes.
we will still can say no, don't do it.
Yes.
But the AI
Yes.
will be just running everything else, so we don't need to bother.
Yes, but yeah, absolutely. But also when you think about it, the coordination challenges of kind of understanding a community sentiment, it's extremely difficult. We're not all online at the same time, right? So it's like we miss a lot of stuff. There's language barriers. AI has no language barriers. AI is working 24/7, gathering information 24/7. I mean, it's really that's a collection. Like the AI is really a mirror of the community itself. And so it's not like, oh, there's AI deciding things. It's like, no, this is a tool. This is somebody that's kind of working for the good of whatever the group wants. If the group wants good things, then yes. If the group doesn't want good things, that's another opportunity, I guess, as well. But that's what they're doing. So it's not like humans are not part of the mix. They're even more a part of the mix than they are right now. Because if you think about it, in communities, a lot of people don't, for whatever reason, they don't have the influence or they are not able to voice themselves. But with AI, right, with a community member that's there all the time, collecting information all the time, it's even more of a meritocracy, I think. Like more people get voices.
Yeah, definitely, because
Yeah.
some of the voices get just lost and the
Yeah.
AI can surface them back up.
Yes.
And it's not anymore the loudest voice is the one who is
That's right.
deciding, because
That's right.
now we have the same voice, everyone kind of
Mhm.
thing. So
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm totally with you on that. Like I think AI can really improve the coordination, and just like, if someone is introvert, it doesn't really matter that much right now, because
Yeah.
like the information still get out there and through the
Right.
AI. Uh
Right.
but like, we are still humans. We still want to like connect with each other. So there will be still the
Yes.
human element. We are not
Yes.
missing that. We just can actually have more time for it. So,
Yes.
which is amazing. And like, I would say like the next human community or like human element of crypto we can have is in your city, because there will be
Yes.
Denver in end of
Yes.
February. So
Yes.
everyone should come there, because that's
Yes.
one of the largest crypto community in the United States
Yes.
kind of gathering right
Yes.
there.
Yes, and for Europeans, there's NFT Paris before that. So check out NFT Paris. NFT Paris is in Paris, and it's in February as well, like the beginning of February. It's kind of a back-to-back thing. And then come to ETH Denver. It's overwhelming, but also fantastic. Anyone that's at any booth will talk to you. It's really a wonderful time to gather information for the curious. Really, if you want to think about who's curious, come to a conference, come to ETH Denver, honestly. Come to ETH Denver and talk to the people at the booths, working at the booths. Like, it almost gives me chills thinking about how wonderful that part is. Like, I know when we had a booth in 2023 for Collabland, and so many people came up and didn't really know anything. And I got to be their first connection, or at that event, maybe one of a handful of connections of people that were telling them about what this is, what crypto is, and that was, really, really special. So if you want to, it's worth it. Denver in February, I will say it's not Miami and Denver. So it's, be prepared. It's not like a vacation. The weather is not great. But it's sunny and you're there for crypto, then that's a really great place to go. And I had one final thought, Pankar, and what you had said about humans always want to be together. And when people ask me, right, like, why do you believe in crypto? Like, why are you in crypto? Like I'm a lawyer by trade. So a lot of my friends are lawyers, traditional industry, right? And they're just like, you're the weird one that's into crypto. Like everyone else has a regular job. They're lawyers in house or lawyers at a firm or teaching professors of law. Um, and look at you, you're in crypto, and what is the deal? And what I say to them, and what I'm going to say to you, which is when I first started, my first job out of college was at an internet company, and I was helping people search on the internet. And that was 1996, very, very long time ago, almost whatever, 30 years ago. But at that time, people thought the internet was going to go away. They thought the internet was all scammers. there was no guarantee that no one at that time, very few people had conviction that the internet was going to take over the world or that all of us would be doing everything online someday. That was a wild concept, right? But what I learned from that is that people want to be together. That's what we do. And crypto allows people to be together. Anything that's going to make it easier for people to be together is going to win. So that's why crypto is going to win.
I know.
I know. That's why we're friends. Well, that's why we're friends. Totally. We find our similar minded people.
Exactly. And like we are welcoming other members as well.
Absolutely.
So if people want to follow you, where they can follow you? Is it the Twitter the best
Yeah.
place to do it?
Yeah. I'd say Twitter is a good place to find me. My DMs are open. So that's always a good place. I do check them every once in a while, but I post my account is public, so you can interact with me there. But it's Dama de Roca, DAMADEROCA. It means lady from Boulder, but in Spanish.
Nice. Actually, I didn't know till now.
Yeah.
And I will still include it, the link in the show notes so people can just click on it and follow you. And for me or us, How to DAO, go to howtodao.xyz and pre-order the book, which is coming in January. And that can be your first guide into cryptos. If you're curious, get your book, and we will see you all at Denver or any other crypto conference.
And I have to give you the X account for Collabland too, which is collab_land_, because there's a lot of imposters on Twitter. So I don't want people to just look up Collabland and then join something or follow somebody. So it's collab_land_. So I know you'll put that in the notes too, so that will help people. I just don't want anyone to fall for an imposter.
Yeah, no, definitely. Stay safe out there, but
Yeah, yeah.
be curious. Anjali, that was great chat as always. I really appreciate you, and thank you for coming on the podcast and giving such a great advice to our audience.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I hope you invite me again and we get to talk about some of these other meaty issues. But you're a joy and I can't wait to see you again.
Same here. Thank you for tuning into How to DAO. If you are excited about the future of DAOs, as we are, don't forget to check our book, How to DAO, available on Amazon. And for those looking for something special, visit howtodao.xyz to grab a limited partner edition version with an NFT that unlocks some very exclusive perks. And if you want to dive even deeper, we just launched our 6-week course on DAOs packed with actionable insight and expert guidance. So get the book, follow us on social media, join our community, and we will guide you through the fascinating world of decentralized autonomous organizations. Until next time, keep building, keep DAOing.